and welcome back to Cheriton, the town where I basically do whatever I want. But here we are. If you guys remember last video, I basically did this entire Riverside town, which took me an hour and a half to build. This one block. It's a little too long, but I think, it looks beautiful and I love it, don't get me wrong. But I think I spent a little too much time decorating this. It is amazing though, and it is great for tourists. So in the end, it's definitely gonna be good. And I think today, what I wanna do is I kind of want to expand kind of the industrial aspect of this town, because this area is mostly carrying my entire industrial district. Actually, sorry, correction, not mostly. It literally is. The only other industrial building is the landfill. And then I guess, do these wind turbines? No, they don't. They don't even have employees. These buildings don't even have employees. It's literally just this and the landfill that are carrying my entire city when it comes to industrial. Now, what I want to do is I kind of want to change this. I might just keep this here for now, but I want to make this area look more realistic. And when I say that, I just mean I want to add more farms. So right now we have no specialized industry, and I've been thinking about what specialized industry would be useful. I think fishing would be useful. The only issue is we don't have a decently big body of water anywhere close. We obviously have the lake, but I don't want to have that tile upkeep all the way out there. So I think for now we're just going to do farms, which I don't think are going to look too bad. But another thing is I want to redo this entrance into my city, because this, like I said, this was a temporary entrance, but I want to redo it to make this look better and kind of run smoother with the road. So we're going to head into a time lapse and I'm just going to fix this. Okay, I'm gonna cut the time lapse just for a quick second. This is basically the new entrance into the city. I mean, you guys just saw the time lapse, so I don't really need to explain this too much. But this is the new entrance into the city. So what this should do is this should at least refrain traffic from building up on the entrance to the city. Now, obviously, they're gonna build up on the exits here. Now, the only thing I will say that I will do real quick is, when you're entering the city, you don't want to have this abrupt turn. You kind of want to have a smooth transition. So real quickly, just while I'm at it, I'm going to add a little turn lane. So when you're going into the city, you're going to have a little bit of a buffer before going in. But when you leave, you just leave straight onto the highway. The only reason I'm doing this on just the entrance and not the exit is because, yeah, that should be a good enough buffer. So when you want to enter the city, you actually just enter this lane and then it just takes you straight in instead of having to quickly go through and change lanes. The reason I don't have it on leaving the city is mainly to do with the fact that when you leave the city, there's not going to be a bunch of traffic buildup. When you enter the city, there might be some traffic buildup, especially if a bunch of people are moving in at the same time as you simultaneously. Now, I'm also just going to slightly move this. Just to make this more of an easy transition, because you can see it's a little bit of a sharp turn. So I'm just moving this road over just to make this more realistic, I guess. To just have it more of a simple turn. There we go. So now you have this extra buffer lane, so you can, you can spend this lane slowing down before you reach into the city. Now, obviously, cars won't do this in this game, but realistically, that would happen. And it also leaves this road, right, to go across the highway to give us more space into this part of the city, which is where I'm going to put majority of the farms, at least for now. This is where I'm going to put majority of the farms, but I'm going to put kind of a country road, I guess, coming off of this road. Now, what I'm going to do is, for now, I'm actually going to delete that, because I guess if I wasn't putting this, you just put a roundabout. But since I am putting a country road, I am going to get rid of the roundabout, because obviously it's not needed right now. This should basically provide a good country road for us to do this in. And also, another thing is, if I just get rid of this, right, you know how we have this kind kind of this lane and stuff like that. This also provides it so we don't have to have that anymore because we can just connect it to the country road. So instead of getting off the highway to go here, you can just go here without needing to do it. And then I can just connect it like that, which I think should be good. Oh, I want to see what do I have underneath here. Oh, this is all the power cables. Yeah, so I should probably... Actually, I think this should be fine. If I just go underneath, right? If you look underneath, these actually connect power themselves. Now, there's no way to connect power to the city, but actually underneath the bridge connects power, so I actually don't need anything. And then let me just see water. I just want to double check. Yeah, and you can see, guys, water is also connected underneath the line of the city. So looks like I don't need to do anything because it's all connected underneath this part of the city. So that actually works out. It's automatically connected. So yeah, here's what I'll do. I'll basically, so this road is a rural road that will lead into some farms and stuff like that. And obviously it will lead into more farms probably down here later down the line. But for now, I'm just gonna put a couple farms here and there, ones that will fit. Now, one thing I do want to check actually, and I don't think I checked this at the beginning of the game. I might have, I couldn't remember, but I want to check fertile ground. Fertile ground is used for specific industries in the game. Not all of these require fertile ground. Like the sheep pastures don't require fertile ground, livestock and stuff like that. But the grain farming and the vegetable farming and the textile fiber farming all require fertile ground, and it looks like that we don't have them. So it looks like for now we can only do the sheep and the livestock pasture. The sheep pasture is a modded one. I'll show you who made it in a second, but the livestock and the sheep pasture, it looks like, are the only ones we're gonna have to be doing. We could do some inland fish farming. I just don't think it's realistic to do inland fish farming, just personally. But yeah, it looks like there's no resources. Oil, we're kind of far away from oil. Looks like we might be able to mine that eventually. Forestry, there's not a lot of forestry, but there is quite a bit. Like maybe over here we could do forestry. Stone you can mine anywhere, obviously. Coal, let me see. Okay, so there's a little bit of ore. Looks like mostly on the mountains. I guess that makes, yeah, probably makes the most sense. Basically what I'm going to do is from these rural roads, I'm going to take a dirt path and I'm just going to extend outward out to, you know, where the world border is. Let me turn off energy just so I can see it. Extend it outward and then basically put it on the side of the road and then map out my area. So we can just time lapse through this while I build these roads. Okay, so cut the time lapse for a second. As you can see, I did go beyond the borders of what is allowed in these farms. Now, the reason is because in real life, those borders aren't gonna be a thing. Like, there's no borders on how the agricultural world works. Now, the reason I went past it is because the borders make it too small. Now, the reason they have them is so the game limits you from making too much money, but I don't really care about, you know, I don't really care about how the game works. I just really care about how making this realistic. So this is why I went past the border and it just kind of went crazy and, you know, went as far as I could. I mean, I didn't go as far as I could, but kind of went as far as like what you would normally see. Now, the reason I left a buffer in between the road and the actual hub is because I want to add some screening. Most of these wouldn't have the road very close to the sheep pasture or the farms or whatever you're doing. So the reason I added that is so I can go into here and basically just provide a buffer of oak trees or whatever, just to make this seem more like it's its own thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drag it all the way over here, and it's just going to provide this really nice buffer that allows these farms to not be interrupted by any traffic. Also helps the sheep, I guess, like be less scared you would see in the real world or anything like that. That would basically help the sheep kind of more adapt to its environment. I'm just going to place some more oak trees, just trying to get this curve, I guess, off. Yeah, and there we go. So that is something you would see in the real world, is some screening if it was way too close. I guess in this game, screening isn't, like, obviously it doesn't really do much other than look realistic. But like I said, I'm going for realism, so kind of makes more sense for me to have it. Also just gonna add some bushes right here because that would be perfect. I can't fit it with the sheep pasture, but that's okay. That's all I really need. And what I'm gonna do real quick is I'm just gonna get rid of the naturally generated. Yeah, so there's some natural screening, and it's gonna look like that. Like, that's how it's gonna look in the real world. Is there's gonna be some natural screening. Now, it looks really unrealistic just having a line of trees, but trust me, that's just kind of how it works in very rural areas, especially down these pathways and stuff like that. I guess I could have added a buffer in between these two, but it's kind of too late for that. And these not only will provide quite a few jobs, and it's not gonna yet, only because I have it on pause, so it hasn't gotten a company. But not only are these gonna provide quite a few jobs, but they're gonna provide us quite a bit of money because these things get hella taxed. I think for the most part, so six employees, and this one has 10 employees. Now the size of it doesn't actually matter for the amount of employees. You think it would? Apparently it doesn't. Another thing is if I just start unpausing the game, you'll see buildings pop up and actually sheep pop up. Like, you can see like that building just popped up. So just, you know, to let the game start running, I should probably do that. Yeah, see, look. So there's some bushes that spawn in and sheep that actually spawn in, so it actually makes the game, you know, look more realistic. So I'm just gonna let this run for a little bit, mainly to just let the things spawn in and kind of let my PC calm down because I've been paused the entire time. But also I want to also kind of clear out this area, and I'm just gonna zoom in on this highway, and I'm just gonna do a little short time lapse of just zooming in on this, just so we can see if this is efficient or less efficient than my previous highway. Okay, so it does look like that is going well. It also looks like we're finally getting, looks like there's some tractors and stuff like that. So these things are finally going. Looks like we are losing, or, well, I'm not losing money. They're losing money on the farm. 300, minus 300 a month. Trust me, that actually isn't bad compared to what I've seen. Sometimes, especially because these are level 1. So, mind you, these are level 1. So, they only have 3 employees. They're level 1. They're 48% efficient. So, this isn't good, but it's not bad necessarily. So, that is something you might see on these types of farms and stuff like that. But it's completely normal, especially... Oh, livestock processing facility. It's another thing actually I want to do. The industrial area I have right now is very blocky and not really realistic. I want to take some of these supply chain signature buildings, which is a DLC, and I kind of want to make a more realistic industrial area, especially with this livestock processing facility. That will boost the efficiency if we have some processing facilities. Now, the reason we have 50% efficiency on both of these is because our industrial area doesn't need any agricultural. None of these require. These require plastics, see, grains, chemicals, stone, coal, metals, crude oil, you know, all these things that are more factory wise rather than farming wise. So that's the reason. And I kind of want to completely overhaul this. Now, I might keep what I have here, but I might expand on it to make this feel a little bit more realistic. Like I said, it also doesn't make sense that the highway just turns into this. So what I might do instead is I might just change the road, and we'll just do a quick time lapse just so I can make the road more smooth. Okay, so I'm just gonna stop the time lapse for a quick second. Basically what I've done here is I made this entrance a little bit more flexible. I kept this one only because it literally leads straight into the landfill, so I feel like that mostly makes sense. And then I made another one in here into this medium roundabout, because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna extend this down here. Now I'm gonna keep this because a lot of places have historical industrial areas, and I think that's what this is. I did add a few more buildings, but I kind of just did that for a few more jobs. But basically what I'm gonna do is I connected this road all the way up, all the way down into Main Street. So instead of getting on the highway to go to work, you can just go on this street, which I think works 10 times better. I also made this a drawbridge in case we have boats going through here eventually. We might, I'm not sure. I still don't really know if we're gonna do that, but I just made it a drawbridge. Also, it just looks better. The drawbridge with the cinder block that keeps the thing up and the no median just makes it look better. I don't know, than this, in my opinion. Speaking of which, I'm also gonna put it here. This is just kind of a personal actually, no, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make this a arch bridge because it kind of works as like a centerpiece for the new area, right? Because as you're entering the new neighborhood, this is gonna have like, you're gonna have this like mini arch bridge, which I think looks beautiful, and it looks better than just a basic bridge. So it kind of works better and it looks really, really nice. And also, I don't think we'll have boats going through here, through there, sorry. But we might have boats going through here, so it's not functional, but it shouldn't be too big of a deal. Now, what I'm gonna do is here, I was gonna put some of these generic light industrials. I mean, they kind of just look like warehouses. And I think for the most part, this is fitting, at least from what I've seen in industrial areas. You would have warehouses near or around kind of big industrial areas. Now what I'm gonna do is, because just personally I don't like the fake grass, so I'm just gonna get rid of that fake grass, and it looks like it already comes with parking, so it kind of already looks nice, like it already fits in the vibe, which is great. So to have like this generic light industrial building just already here fits, and also not only that, but it adds plus 1% industrial efficiency citywide, so it's actually a pretty good building. It makes sense to have some warehousing, because these don't really have warehousing. They're kind of more work buildings. Now, last thing before I finish up this industrial area is I want to take this livestock processing facility, and I looked how big it is, and it's actually pretty small. Like, it's not that big compared to other buildings. So I am going to just squeeze it in here, and I'm probably going to put it onto... Actually, I don't want to probably put it on a main street. I probably want to have it off the main street, but near here. And I really want to put it here, but I just don't know if it'll fit with the highway. You know what? That's why we have move it, right? That's why. Oh my gosh, it does. It does fit. Oh my gosh, that's so beautiful, dude. Oh my gosh, yes. It does fit. It fits so perfectly. And again, this will also boost the production of our agricultural fields, because this is, you know, an official agricultural item. Now, it does technically go over the barrier, but that's only because a couple of trees go over the barrier, and I can just remove them. See? Boom. It looks like it does come with an upgrade, but we need livestock good produce, and which is perfect because we have 2 livestock fields that we just placed, so that's why we only have 4,000 right now. But meatpacking logistics center plus 5 industrial efficiency citywide is kind of nuts. That's actually so good, dude. Also, what I'm gonna do is, instead of requires fish and produces food, we're gonna do requires vegetables and livestock. Now, we sadly don't have vegetables, but hopefully just the livestock should be good enough. I actually don't know if it requires like vegetables and livestock, like they need both or only one or the other. But if it does need both, then I guess we'll try and get some vegetables. If not, we could do an inland fishing farm. That is something I've been thinking of maybe doing. But I think for now, I'm just gonna leave that there, and I think it looks good. One last thing is I do want to put another one of these generic light industries, because I think with the amount of industrial we have, we do need more warehousing. Now, these buildings are huge, but they're so beautiful. Like, they fit so well as warehousing, and I think this one would fit perfectly. This one is a little... no, actually, that does fit. That does fit pretty well, actually. I am going to just turn it a little bit and get rid of the fake grass, obviously, like before. But I am going to get rid of all the fake grass. I don't like it. But yeah, so having this warehousing, having the livestock processing facility, and then but keeping all this makes this area feel a little bit more lively. Now, I do want to check... Oh my gosh, industrial shot up. I'm pretty sure we were making 200,000 near the beginning of the episode. Now it's 256,000, which is kind of crazy. And as you can see, people are coming to work on the main arterial rather than going on the highway, which is also preferred because it clears up this junction for people that are purposely and only moving in. Also another thing is these, yeah, see, so like these will start earning money now, and as they level up, they will also earn more money. So as you can see, 234 a month. Now obviously that's like very minimal, but we were at 4,800. Now we're making 5,600. So as you can see, it's very minimal at the current moment, but it will go up. See, this one's 149, this one's go down. They have bad seasons, they have good seasons, they go up and down like real companies, you know. Bad quarters, good quarters. That's just how life works. Another thing I think I forgot to do is disable the parking on these. I just don't want anyone parking on the sides. I want them to use, like, I have designated parking here for a reason. So what I'm gonna do is, I guess I'll just add don't know. I don't know what fits here then. I guess grass. I don't know. I don't think that really fits for an industrial area, but I guess, I don't know. I guess it will have to work. You won't typically see grass on the side of the road, but you know, in an industrial area. But I guess, I don't know, I guess we're gonna have that. We could have bike paths actually. The only issue is the bridge. Like, no one's gonna bike. Like, you can't really bike on the bridge, or what? No, you can't. Yeah, I didn't think so. So what I might do here is I might do a wide sidewalk. Pretty sure that also kind of makes the lane smoother. Yeah, that works. Actually, you know what? I could do wide sidewalks here. I'll do grass for the entrance, but I'll do wide sidewalks for the, yeah, for here. And then I'll do grass here again. Yeah, okay, that looks good. That looks fine. I won't do any trees, but I will do the grass. Now, compared to the first game, I'm pretty sure pollution kills trees in the first game. In this game, it does not. So, I don't know. I guess it really depends. Looks like this is losing money. This is gaining 30,000 a month, and this is gaining 31,000 a month. So, I don't know. This is losing money, I guess. Maybe we need more people here in our city, because I will say, after all these buildings as well, see, that's gaining money, that's gaining money, that's gaining money, that's losing, that's losing. See, so it really just depends. Also, a lot of these have, like, not even halfway filled when it comes to employees. This one has 65 employees and is making $200,000 a month. So that's why this one's making so much money, is because the amount of employees, and it increases the amount of efficiency. Like, this one's making 200,000 a month. Some of these are making 130,000, 155,000. So I guess it really depends on how many employees we have, and we just need more people in our town. But yeah, look, this one's now making 45,000 a month and has 30 tons of food in the storage, which is perfect. And we got Boomtown, or Boomtown. Oh my gosh, I'm having a stroke. 7 Hills residents. Nice. But yeah, like I said, these will lose money. Now, that doesn't mean I'm losing money, so it's not really a big deal. And they're signature buildings, so they can't be shut down. But again, for realism's sake, I will need more residents to keep these running, which is kind of what I want. So I guess for realism's sake, I would need it. The industrial did go down, which is interesting, I guess, because maybe some of these are losing money and they were earning money in the beginning, but now they're losing money or whatever. And again, these are losing money, but they have 2 employees each. And also, not only that, but this one has 1 employee, sorry. This one has 2 employees. So not only do they not have enough employees, but I just want to see, actually, uneducated, poorly educated. Oh, so we don't have any uneducated people. I guess that's the issue. So that's just not a education problem. That's just we need to bring more people in. We need to have a big expansion next episode and just bring as many people in as we can. Now, yeah, I was gonna say, as you can see, we can see lack of labor signs. Now that's gonna happen, but it's mainly because I'm gonna end this video here. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit the like button, hit subscribe, and next video, we're probably just gonna expand our population at least as much as I can. This expansion alone brought us in like a new 800. So if I just if I fill in this block, you know, yeah, if I fill in these blocks and then maybe like start maybe over here, we're definitely gonna get a lot of more people. So that's gonna be great. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hit the like button, hit subscribe, and I will see you guys all in the next one. Goodbye.